This lesson is Thriving in the Lean Times. The objectives for this lesson are to find out where to cut spending, identify new opportunities, beef up marketing and sales, tap into existing clients, and locate hidden profit centers and take advantage of personal development time. When tough times hit, you do need to cut back on business spending. So take a look at things like, can you eliminate any phones? Can you reduce the speed of your internet? Can you ask your vendors for price breaks? Can you renegotiate your lease? Can you find a cheaper place to rent? So these are all things that you might do to try to cut back on your business spending. This might also be a time where you need to cut back on your personal spending as well. So if you can live on less, then do it. I've always talked about don't live beyond your means. You should be doing this anytime. I don't care whether you work for somebody or not. Don't go so far out because you think you're making this amount of money every year that you don't think that there's going to be bad times. So always live below your means is what I always like to do. I would highly recommend you read the book, The Millionaire Next Door. This is a wonderful book that talks about not living beyond your means. And if you do this, I believe it will help you in your everyday personal life and in your business life as well. Marketing and sales is the area in which you want to increase your spending. You want to keep your internet presence up to date. You want to continue looking like you are really succeeding in your industry, even if you're not. You want to do more speaking, writing, and blogging, volunteering, emailing, and talking to customers than you ever did before. And visit your customers. Ask them for work. The best new place to get business is from existing clients. You also want to ask them for referrals to other customers. You want to join and go to more networking groups. You want to call more potential customers. You want to prove to customers why you're the best. You're local. You understand their business. You have better tools. Whatever that is that makes you unique, you want to get that word out there to them. You want to offer more free consultations just to get you in the door. Usually if you can get in the door, you can probably sell them on your services. And always remember that it can take up to 3 to 6 months to get a new customer. This is why, in good times or bad, you always need to be marketing. Another option you might take advantage of when times are lean is to team up and form strategic alliances with a complementary business to your own. Not a competitor, but you want to do something like maybe you're in programming, find a networking company, and the two of you kind of do things together. Maybe you're a food supplier. Look for a trucking company. Together, you may be able to come up with some offering that is unique. You can then take advantage of joint marketing. You may be able to share expenses, maybe even share an office. You could definitely share mailing lists. So teaming up is another option that can help you get through the lean times. Now, this one is probably something you should be looking at now before the lean times, but you might want to look for industries that are recession-proof. Things like healthcare, government, the pet industry, childcare, things like that. Those are industries that are pretty much recession-proof. Determine which industries are hiring, learn all you can about those industries, and then develop a new marketing campaign for these new industries. Attend local meetings run by the industry leaders within these. This is something that is, again, going to take time, so it's probably not best to do this when times are already lean. You want to be looking at this and learning about these different industries when times are good and you have free cash to invest in new areas. Now, as I kind of already talked about, you want to tap existing customers. You want to visit your customers, take them to lunch, take them to a sporting event, invite them to a user group, offer free hours to good clients. For example, maybe you want to learn a new skill. Offer to work in their environment to learn. They get a benefit and you do too. But make sure you put a cap on how long the engagement is, or maybe a price, just so you're not there and you get stuck if things turn around. Do not cut your rates to existing clients. It's hard to raise them back up later. Instead, offer 10 hours free for every 100 hours, or N amount of products for N amount of products that they order, something like that. But don't cut your value. You are still worth it. Also, maybe you're in a development project. Develop a Chevy, not a Cadillac. Don't miss deadlines because you're trying to gold plate the project. Hit smaller milestones in the project. This gives you more kudos and allows you to keep customers happy. Be careful about getting too hungry and just taking anything. Don't just take any job. Be selective, because otherwise you're going to get caught up in a bad situation, and it can sure be hard to get out when things turn around. If it makes money, do it. If it does not make money, don't do it. Find other areas in which to invest your time. This is all why we have the rainy day fund, though, right? To make it through these lean times. I talked about volunteering and charity work before, but during lean times, if you already know you're not finding work, maybe you are on lean times, you got the rainy day fund, well, think about doing some work for a charity. You could learn new skills while doing that project. It can get you new contacts. You'll meet people maybe you hadn't met before. This becomes a great showcase for your work. It's a great PR opportunity, and it gets the word out about what you're doing to your current, potential, and your older clients. This can help because it raises, your value in the eyes of people that you know. And then write a case study when you're done, and you can publish this anywhere you can. Right? Publish it in magazines, social media, blog posts, all the different avenues we've talked about before. During lean times, ask employees if anybody wants to take a voluntary furlough. Or maybe you temp out your employees. You work with a temporary agency and farm them out. Maybe cut salaries across the board, and this includes your salary too. You can't cut other people if you're not cutting yours. If you have to, you do layoffs. But cut contractors before employees. And also ask your employees for help. Tell them what's going on. Say, look, guys, we're hitting some lean times. Can you help me find new customers? Can you attend local networking groups in order to find new customers? Maybe you can help me identify some measures that we can use to cost cut around here. Employees will be your friend. They will help you if you ask and if you're upfront with them. Another thing you should do is try to identify some hidden profit centers. So, for example, your office space. Can you sublease a portion of it? Maybe you can get rid of a part of your office space, downsize to a smaller space. Maybe you can look for an executive suite somewhere, or even move into a room in your house if that's applicable. Also, you could think about, hey, do I have skills that I could teach at a local college? Now, a lot of that may require a master's degree or a teaching credential, but there's also for-profit educational centers, and they're typically looking for good people, and they typically don't need a degree for you to teach there. If you have to, maybe take a short-term type of job, but don't get locked into something long-term because you want to be able to get out of there as soon as you can if things really start to turn around. Can I write articles? Can I write a book that might make me some money? Can I speak at a conference? Now, speaking at conferences, you don't typically make a lot of money, but again, a great place to maybe find potential new clients. Now, this is something not for everybody, but you might consider offering yourself as an expert witness. Now, in order to do this, you're going to have many, many years of experience in your field, but cases involving your industry come up all the time. So you could solicit lawyers in your area, create a resume targeted to your areas of expertise. Be ready to have links to your books, articles, speaking engagements, all these things that I've been telling you should do. They can really come in handy when it's time to be picked as an expert witness. If you have case studies about specialized technology you've been involved with, make sure you include those. And be sure to write this customized resume with the layman in mind, because lawyers don't know necessarily your industry's jargon. Doing an expert witness, you can actually make quite a bit of money, but again, you have to be a very seasoned professional in order to do this. As we've talked about, you have a good rainy day fund set aside, so this might be a time for you to really work on yourself. Make yourself more valuable by learning new skills. You could take some night classes, learn more about your industry, improve your skills that are in demand in your industry. Maybe expand into other industries. Maybe learn project management, learn more about business. Anything you can do to develop yourself personally will help you in the long run. And if you've got time, because times are lean, take advantage of that time. You can improve your communication skills by teaching a class or starting a user group or joining a user group and then speaking at that user group. Work on increasing your productivity. Can you buy tools or create tools that will help you? Can you get more training on things? Can you learn to work smarter, not harder? And we typically do that by investing in tools. Now, even though times may be hard, you need to keep a positive outlook on things. Always be positive when talking with people. Tell everyone how well you are doing, even if you're not. That's very important. People like to work with positive people. They want to work with people who aren't hungry. You should always kind of act larger than you are, give the impression that you have more people, project, customers than you do. You don't lie about it, but you just give the impression. And remember, a lot of things that I've talked about in this course have been about acting like a business and making sure you look professional. All of that will make you look larger than you are, and companies like to work with larger companies. In this lesson, we talked about when times are lean, you need to get lean. This is when you increase your sales and marketing. This is when you visit your customers, potentially expand into new industries. Look for hidden profit centers. Use the time for personal growth. And above all, stay positive. Coming up next, making your exit.